Hey guys, I'm your host, Lisa Raquel, checking in with Sheen Magazine Media Girls Network. I'm on location today at the Four Seasons Atlanta, getting ready to interview the cast for the new BMF Black Mafia Family Series coming to stars, produced by 50 Cent himself. This series will detail and document the stories of two brothers, Terry and Big Meech, who were legendary drug leaders who ran one of the world's biggest, most organized drug rings that expanded more than 500 employees, grossing more than millions and millions of dollars. So guys, this is the first time this story has been told directly from the source himself, Big Meech. So his son is starring in the show and playing Big Meech. So what gets better than hearing the story directly for the first time from the source, played by his own son? This is going to be an epic series that you don't want to miss. Make sure you get the exclusives and the BTS interviews on SheenMagazine.com. Hey guys, I'm your host, Jaleesa Raquel, checking in with Sheen Magazine. And today I'm sitting down for a one-on-one exclusive with Demetrius Flenory. So we are here talking about the new BMF series that's going to debut on September the 26th. And you're playing the role of your father. So I don't know what's anything bigger than that. But how does it feel to be here? You've never acted before, and this is your first time acting. So you have big shoes to fill.
Right. It feels great to be here. It was the journey that really made it all, worth it to me and made it all perfect, because I never thought about acting ever in my life. Like, it was never a thought that came in mind. Like, I always loved movies. Me, my dad, and my mom always loved movies and TV shows. We always watched movies and all night, but it was never a thought of me just wanting to be an actor. 50 thought of this 3 years ago. He had this rights to the BMF story. Said he was going to come out with a TV series, was talking to my dad, trying to put it all together, and was like, who's better to play him than his only son? And came and got me from Miami and put me in acting classes in LA for 2 years, 5 days a week, 2 times a day, intense acting classes, and let me really get the foundation of acting. Before I could even play my dad, I had to learn how to act. So he really let me learn the foundation of acting and take it in and really know what it is to be an actor before I could just jump out there and play the role of somebody, So it really was, it's crazy, like, how it all worked out. It was kind of like divine, Everything worked out perfect timing, and me talking to my dad every day and him giving me, the game and letting me know exactly how he was and his mind frame was back then when I had to play him. Everything just turned out great and worked out accordingly.
That's amazing. So you acting classes for 2 years, so you can really, learn the craft before you embody your own father. What was the most difficult part of the process, when it came to the acting classes? Did you enjoy the exercises? What was your most difficult part?
The most difficult part was understanding what an actor or actress has to go through to get to what we see on screen. Like, even though we love movies, before I started acting, I used to look at movies and TV series and TV shows and be like, they just saying lines. It looked like they just saying lines. Like, you see the emotion, but we don't know what an actor or actress has to go through to get to what we see. And I had to go through that when I got in acting classes. My teacher used to ask me, like, imagine your mom and dad in a casket right here. Picture your mom and dad in a casket. I'm about to look at you for 10 minutes, and something got to happen. If something don't happen, then you just not letting it happen. And to be an actor, you have to wear all your emotions on your sleeve. At any point in time, you got to be able to be sad, mad, happy, cry, happy again, sad again. So it's, as men already, we already taught to hide our feelings and never cry. Like, my dad used to tell me only girls cry, and I used to get whoopings for crying. So it's different when now we got to be open to that and be able to willing to do that at any point in time. So I had to really understand that as a person and be able to willing to let myself be that vulnerable and that free, and to go that way to even be an actor. So it was a lot, it was a journey that, like I said, the journey that got me here, because if I didn't know how to do that and really learn how to act, I couldn't play my dad, no matter how, how much I know him.
And being that you had to go through that process where you had to really tap into your acting skills and get vulnerable with yourself on a level that you've never done before, do you feel like you going through that process, acting, learning how to embrace your emotions, embrace your feelings, and wear them on your sleeves? Do you feel like it taught you anything additional about yourself as a person?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely, it makes you feel better as a person. That's when you can channel your emotions and use your emotions from the past to now. Like, I use the emotion. I watched my dad like get taken away from me at 6 years old, and watched my mom every night cry, like sick, couldn't eat without him. Like we're just even though we going to visit him, it's not enough. You know, I actually had to watch her go through that, and watch my dad go through that, and me watch myself go through that, and know what it feels like to grow up without a dad. So it was different, you know, for me.
And, you know, you being that you were so young when your dad, you know, was sentenced and all of this really occurred, how did that really impact you, you know, growing up overall? Having, like you said, it's not the same as him being there physically, but how did that really change and alter you and your mother's life once he was sentenced?
Well, it was like, it was crazy because I mean, we lost everything. You know, the feds took everything. So it was like my mom. She always had a job. You know, at Delta or whatever, for 30 something years. So it was. She didn't. Thank God she didn't go to jail. You know, thank God that I grew up with my mom. You know, and even though she didn't do anything, you know, that's what just happens when you're guilty by association. That's what they try to do. But yeah, it was. Thank God it worked out the way it did, because, you know, I grew up, you know, right. Like I had a family that cared about me and loved my dad. Still made sure behind bars that he was still giving me guidance and still leading me in the right direction. Now, they made sure I was in private school when he got locked up, but it was impactful because I had a target on my back at so young, not even knowing what my dad did. Having to understand, grow up and understand, it's different. Like I was too young to understand, and people don't know that. They think, you know, I'm gonna either be like my dad or try to be like my dad. They don't understand, you know, that it's two different times. But
You were just a child.
right.
When you finally did learn the truth about your father and where he was, and, you know, what was really taking place while you were just, you know, still a small child, how did that change your views of your dad, if it changed your views of your dad? But what realization did that really bring into your life?
It brought a lot of realization in my life, just from how stuff can happen so fast, and how, you know, one mistake could change your life. But all the good things my dad did, it paid off, because look here today. Now I have the opportunity to play him in a series. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, once in a lifetime chance. Nobody has ever did this, you know, besides O'Shea Jackson playing his dad, and that was a movie, you know. So this is like history within itself. And my dad, you know, him and Southwest T, his brother, they're street legends, Detroit history, Detroit legends, you know. So it was like a story that was needed to be told. The culture needed it, because it's not even a story just about drug dealing. It's about family, you know, soul, like I said before. So and it's about, you know, a real family, any living family that's going through problems, you know, that shows everything. So, you know, it was just needed.
Do you feel like, well, are there any like stories or things that you've really learned about Big Meech during your process of just preparing for this film, getting constant, you know, coaching from your dad, as far as how to really properly embody him and his character and what was really going on at that time? Have you really learned anything new about your father, or heard any like crazy new stories that you weren't familiar with before you started filming this movie? Well, this series?
Yeah, not really, because this series is more about how he grew up 15, 16 years old, starting off poor, and made the choices he, you know, made back then to become who he is now. So we really showing you how, from day one, like how he started off, you know. So it's really, I learned a lot of new stuff about my dad just, you know, being on set and filming this, but it wasn't really like none of the stuff that people know today about my dad. It's stuff that people not even gonna even have a clue about. Like, this is taking it back to where you have to be there to know.
Yeah, for sure. And with you being able to step into this role, and, you know, working with someone like 50 Cent and all these amazing actors, Cash Doll, Eric Kofi, you know, just being a part of this production and having this all-star cast, you know, how has that experience, you know, really been for you?
It's been crazy and great. Like, at the same time, it's a learning experience for me, because I'm surrounded by veterans like Russell Hornsby, McCole White, you know, Wood Harris, Snoop, 50, Eminem. It's so many people that I get to learn from while being on set, because I get to work with these people, have real scenes with these people, and get to talk to them on and off set. I learned so much just from being on set and working with them from day one. It helped me, I feel like, develop myself as a better actor, and just helped me keep growing each episode.
Definitely. And you know, Big Meech's legacy is so big and it's so huge, and so many people have glamorized and talked about him throughout music and movies and films and everything else. What is the one thing that you think viewers or fans may walk away from watching this series and really understanding about the BMF era, the Black Mafia family, and ultimately Big Meech?
They're gonna understand how smart my dad and his brother was at such a young age. The choices they made weren't regular, and what they did wasn't regular, and they wanted everybody around them to look good and win. They're going to take the brotherhood, the loyalty, the family, the love, the passion, the soul from this project. I feel like everybody is going to be able to grasp that and take in that.
Well, congratulations. I absolutely love the series. You did an amazing job. And so I know the fans are going to connect with this series and really, really support. So, guys, make sure you guys are watching Stars on September the 26th. BMF, the Black Mafia family debuts. And I'm here with Lil Meech, and he is playing Big Meech in the series, and you don't want to miss it. And there you have it, folks. It has been an action-packed afternoon. I've spoken with Russell Hornsby, Demetrius Flenory Jr. himself, and also I even had the chance to speak with Eric Kofi about the epic role of Lamar. So make sure you guys are tuned in to Stars on September the 26th and check out the new Black Mafia Family series produced by 50 Cent. It is a show you won't want to miss.